A fraction sitting on top of a fraction, like if you were walking in the park, probably not. Or if you were like playing a basketball game and you look over on the stands and next to like your family is a fraction sitting on a fraction, that would be weird. No, fractions on top of fractions aren't things that even really apply to your jobs, but they are things that are going to pop up in Algebra 2 and trigonometry when numbers get more complicated. And if you can get the foundation now and have it in your pocket, you're going to be able to problem solve a lot better and get those really difficult problems correct. Yeah, that'd be kind of weird. It's just like we are finding a rate. So it's like a fraction in a fraction. To simplify a complex fraction, you divide the numerator by the denominator just like we find the unit rate like yesterday. We're going to start out just by simplifying the complex fractions, not even worrying about the rate. So I have this thing, and it looks really complicated, and if you were to see this sitting at the park, you would probably call 911. 3/4 divided by 5/6, it just looks really messy. This is what's actually happening, though. You don't have to be afraid. It's just this problem. Because the 3/4 is divided by 5/6, you could like ask it to like simplify itself, and it would show you that it's really just division. And when you divide, you can find the answer fairly quickly. Yes. The top divided by the bottom. If you're listed top, you're on top of society, you go first. I did not flip them. The reason I flipped this one was because I multiplied. So we're going to KFC. Keep flip change. And before I multiply across, can I cross cancel anything? Max. Great. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And you get 9/10. So this complex fraction has a ratio of 9/10. Do the same thing. 2/5 is on top. Divide it by 1/3. KFC. How do I rewrite this fraction, Lauren? You rewrite it as 2/5 is correct. Yes. I'm just full of blunders. Keep going. 2/5 times 3/1. Great. 6/5. I'm okay with you leaving things as improper right now. If you feel like it, you could always make it a mixed. Number 3. 4/7 divided by 6/5. Can I cross cancel anything here, Mason? And 2 times 5 is 10. 7 times 3 is 21. Our rate is 10/21. That's my unit rate I just found. So let's calculate the unit rate that involves the complex fraction in a problem we saw similar to yesterday. It takes Mrs. Steffen 1/4 of an hour to run 1.5 miles. That looks a lot like a given rate. What's her unit rate in miles per hour? Miles per hour. I'm going to start at the answer, and I want my answer to be miles per hour. Miles per hour. The setup of this is the trickiest part, because when I go to my given rate and I plug in numbers, 1/4 on the top is wrong. Why wouldn't it be 1/4 on the top, Daniel? It's not 1/4 miles. You need to match your rates to have the same exact unit. So before you even touch a number, you should have 2 fractions that match units left to right. 1/4 goes on the bottom, 1.5 goes on the top, and let's divide. 1.5 divided by 1/4. I can't divide that. Why not? Logan.
Well, it's an improper improper fraction, number 1, and you would have to KFC it.
Great. Let's make it a improper. It was a mixed number. Let's make it an improper fraction. 3 over 2 is my improper. KFC it. Put 4 over 1. And simplify this for me, Paige.
6 over 1.
It would be 6 over 1, because I can cross out. Yeah. So this is really 6. You just found that they go 6 miles per hour. Her unit rate, the unit rate is 6 miles per hour. UR is 6 miles per hour. You don't need to do anything today with the unit rate. I'm just having you use it. But if I know it's 6 miles per hour and that's the unit rate, that's like my magic wand. What if I want to know how far I can go in 2 hours? If I go 6 miles an hour, how far do I go in 2, Jad? 6 times 2 is 12. What about 100 miles? 600. What about 5 miles? 30. You can use this unit rate to find every single distance that you'd want to travel. Yes?
It's just a comment. What you could do as soon as you find the answer, you could just times it by whatever number you want to figure out in how many hours.
That is correct. That is the magic of a unit rate. Let's read number 1. I'm going to give you guys 2, 3. Yeah, I'm going to cold call through these. The biggest trick is to set these up. So before we even read the problem, let's write GR and then what we're looking for. 2/3 of a gallon per half hour. We want to find gallons per hour. Go to the question mark and write what they just said to find. Gallons per hour. Gallons per hour. Let's set it up. What number goes on top, Sierra? 2/3 or 1/2? That's gallons, so let's write gallon, and it is 2/3. That means 1/2 is the hours. It's getting kind of squishy. Do you guys have more space than me?
Yeah.
That's weird. 2/3 divided by 1/2. KFC it. Raise your hand when you have the answer. It's going to be a mixed number. Sean?
I think it's 4 over 3.
Or Jameson?
4 1/3.
Say it again. 1 1/3.
My bad.
Yeah, 4/3 or 1 1/3 gallons per hour. So your unit rate for this is 1 1/3. Sometimes it's not a whole number. It can be a fraction or a decimal. That is okay. $2.50 per 5 cans. Find the price per can. Go over, start with your question mark. What goes on top? Money or cans? Colton. Price per can. What's on top? The money is the price. The number of cans is on bottom. Set that up on the given rate sides. 250 for 5. Well, this is like division, kind of like our sprint. Let's set up 2.5 divided by 5. You could make a fraction, but if they give you a decimal, try to keep it in decimal form. That's probably what they want you to do. And what's the answer for this one? Daniel. 0.5 or 0.50. If it's money, let's keep the 0 because 50 cents looks better than 0.5. Your unit rate is 50 cents per 1 can. You try 3 and 4. Yeah. Yeah, I had that same comment. I forget if it was this class. It was PS4. Someone else said it was like a superhero. Sometimes it gets really, really, I don't know if it's cranky or if it's just like working. If it overheats, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna pause that conversation because it is great to think about Iron Man, but it's better to do math. Yeah.
This one is it says juice per sugar, so what I do, juice up top and then sugar down below.
Yep, juice.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah. Juice per sugar. Juice per sugar. And you can put cups if you want. Yep. Yeah. Uh-huh. 9/8 or 1 1/8. I think that looks right. Let me set it up and see. Yeah, it'd be times 3/2, which is 9/8. 1 1/8 cups per cup of sugar. All right, look at number 3. I have the answer as 1 1/8 cups per 1 cup of sugar. How could I rewrite this ratio in a different way? There were 2 other ways we learned yesterday looking at the cats and dogs. How could I rewrite that ratio?
Yeah.
Jameson.
Either 1 and 1/8 common 1
Yeah.
or 1 and 1/8 2 1/8.
Yeah. All 3 methods are the same. If they ask for a ratio or unit rate, the most common is a fraction, but you could put a colon or a 2, and I would give you credit. What's the answer for number 4? Reese, did you get this one?
No.
Let's set it up, Reese. If I have $5 and 4 candy bars, what's the given rate? 5/4, and 5/4 is a fraction. So I could divide it and get a decimal, but I'm okay with you keeping it as a fraction and saying the answer is 5/4 or 1 1/4 dollar per candy. Yes. It's kind of funky because you're talking about money. So if you did get a decimal, 1.25 might be a better answer. Yeah. You would probably take out your dollar and rip it in a fourth and give it to them. In which case they would not. Did you guys know that you can rip money? Like if you go to pay? I don't know why you would do this, but you could like rip money and then like tape it back, or even like if you have I think if you ripped it and taped it, they will accept like any amount that's ripped. So there was one time when I had like $1 and it was ripped in like 5 pieces, and I just taped it and gave it to them, and they're like, okay, you can do that like legally, I think. Yeah, don't quote me on that. I'm not a financial advisor. Yes.
Also, if you only have, don't do that.